All right, cheers, everybody. We're back with Sal, the voice, Valentinetti. If I don't see him every 3 days, something goes wrong these days. So we're very happy to have you, Sal.
I'm happy to be here. Hold on. I'm eating ice. Oh, my God.
A little cold?
A little cold. No, a little cold.
We had to have a drink or two. You know, it is Mulcahy's.
It's like 100 degrees outside.
I know.
I feel like I'm eating ice just to regulate my body temperature at this point.
I sat in the walk-in cooler today for 10 minutes. It was lovely.
It's not that much cooler in here. It has to be.
Yeah, if it's 100 outside, it's 95 in here. But
I used to when I was like 17, 18 years old, somewhere in between American Idol and America's Got Talent, I was singing at a steakhouse regularly in Northport.
Nice.
And I would sing there during the summer, and it would be so hot. They had these lights set up and everything where I would be set up, and it was so hot that in between sets, I would run down into where they kept the frozen meat into that.
That's what I did today.
And just sit there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
you're
best
in a
feeling in the world.
You're in a tux as well.
That's
sure.
well, that was pre tuxedo.
Yeah.
That was back in the suit and tie days.
Okay.
But still, oh my goodness, I didn't grasp the concept of linen suits in the summer. I would just wear the two wool ones all year round.
Right.
The black and the blue. I would
Does the linen really help?
alternate. What's that?
Does the linen really help?
A linen suit makes a difference.
Wow, I'm an SS.
Listen, when you're between 250 and 300 pounds,
No.
depending on what season it is.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to regulate your body temperature, and that's why I'm eating ice. that's why we're starting off the show that way, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we're good. Well, the great Jimmy Accurate from Accurate Air is actually out the window.
Have you looked him out? Oh my God.
So this being a podcast about businesses.
Yes.
You guys are running a business and having a podcast,
Yes.
and a business like this, nightlife and all that.
Yeah.
It runs all day long, because in
Of
the morning
course.
you're here setting up, and in the afternoon you guys are getting
and you'd be
everything
smart,
ready for
especially with
even
mums,
during the
like-
week for parties and things like that.
Yeah.
I think that this truly captures the work that goes into it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. People
You
don't
know-
even realize with Moles, like having the office up here. Like people don't realize
So you got
I'm not recording.
the extent of the operation.
we're not recording.
No, I'm recording. I'm just letting it. This is 2020.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I was. I was.
told Tim's not going to edit this.
Well, this is real. The
Yeah.
heat's broken. I'm glad we have power. PSE&G.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a constant effort that you have to put into it.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of a podcast, to have to get up and handle the AC guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna happen, and crazy things like we had to deal with.
Yeah. Good transition.
The
Good
week,
transition.
The week of this show,
Yeah.
that we just put on, that really speaks to it.
Yeah.
The craziness that went on.
Of course. And
So-
just to anyone who doesn't know, Sal is just off the back of his first performance, our first dinner and a show concept here at Mulcahy's on Saturday night. It was
August
awesome. But
8th? August 8th. Yeah.
But
August 8th.
not without its hurdles on the way to it. My God.
Well, I wanted to talk about this. All musicians, some of them are, they're all great guys, but they're particular. Sal is the best musician, best person we've ever dealt with here at Mulcahy's.
God bless you. Tim.
Ever, and I'm not just
That's
saying
a Catholic school boy, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
Yeah, and just so you know, it's all because me and Sal both went to Holy Trinity High School. Shout out to Hicksville.
That's right.
Mr. Fennell, if you're watching,
That's right.
you raised two good Catholic
They whipped
boys
us
here.
into shape.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
No complaining, no nothing.
No.
Every other field
Money
was
well
tu-
spent.
was
That
turf
was-
and everything, and we were rolling ankles.
Everything was great.
Yeah.
Everything was great. I can't tell you. I mean, how many nights I spent with my knuckles dug into that 90-degree turf.
So you two weren't there at the exact same time, though, right?
We
Did you
were
have-
for a
did you have-
year.
Oh, you
I was a
were?
senior.
His senior year
Oh.
was my freshman year.
Oh, no way.
Like ships passing in the night.
So
Yeah.
what do you remember of each other? Did you?
I'm just glad I never threw you into any lockers or anything
That's,
because
you know,
you hit it so big.
that
you
would have
know?
been awkward.
Yeah.
That would have been awkward.
Hey
That
Sal, you
would
want
have
to
been
play
awkward.
Mulcahy's? Don't worry about the past.
Oh my! You know, it would have been awkward for me going to the guy who was shoving me into lockers, saying, "Hey, you know, we haven't put on a show in 4
Right.
months. I'm itching. You know
what was he
what?
like? So was he one
what
of
could
those
we do?
seniors who like gave the freshmen a hard time?
No.
I see that, and that's the brilliance of it is I don't know Tim to be that guy,
No.
and I know Tim. Tim and I met obviously after.
Right.
And
We actually didn't meet in high school, just for the record.
right. Like I said, ships in the night.
Right.
I mean, you know, the freshmen don't know that. The seniors don't have time for the freshmen, especially
Right.
Catholic
That was way
school.
too cool.
They're
Especially Mr. Big Shot.
they're spending 6 months trying to figure out how they're going to prank the principal. You know, so it's we really didn't cross paths until afterwards. And what I know of Tim, obviously great host here at Mulcahy's, but in the last few months, I really Tim and I grew a little closer, and his brother John, and of course his father John, and not a priest, by the way, just his father is named John.
Yeah. Father John.
So you know, we basically put our heads together during all this because I really felt the need, you know, having everything canceled. My last show was March 7th. Having everything pretty much move back and knowing, you know, I really felt a lack of purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And so I reached out to Tim and I said, listen, I'm doing this live, and I want to put your Feed the Nurses PM shift, your brother's GoFundMe, just in the live.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, his brother was like, hey, you know, why don't we go to one of the hospitals
Yeah.
and sing for them? And now, in a normal situation, in a perfect world, in a pre-COVID world, you know, the amount of production and everything that would go into something like that with the band and all the, you know, all the sound and the lights and the stage and everything, it would be impossible.
Right.
Impossible. But because, you know, we're both cut from the same cloth, and his brother as well, and of course their dad.
Hey, Ruby was there too.
We
Ruby was taking some pictures. And
that's right. Ruby was the star photographer. Really, she had that was that your shot from behind at Bayshore?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, yeah.
And
catch her on the gram, Ruby Ray 7. Great Insta pics.
what I'm driving home to is they said, hey, we have this need to serve, and you have this need to serve, and let's put our heads together and see if we could do something truly special, because we were both out of work. We were both both of our industries really
Of course.
facing facing a really hard new world. And he said, listen, I'm going to get my pickup truck. My brother's going to get his pickup truck. We're going to put a couple speakers on it.
Mm-hmm.
You and Jason, the same way you've
We're gonna
been
pick
playing
you
in your
up.
living room, Jason Reese on piano, by the way, you guys are going to play on the backs of the trucks. And I said, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And I called Jason, and I told him, and Jason goes, well, do they want us to do country music on the back of the pickup truck? And I said, no. We're just going to
Can you imagine?
Hey, I
Switch
think
up.
Sal can do
we're
it.
just going to go and offer the same thing that's been giving us joy for the last few weeks. You know, Jason and I had been playing in the living
Yeah.
room. Shout out my mother for cooking for Jason for every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we said let's go and just sing the same music that's been uplifting us to some people, and let's just go for 15 minutes and offer this music for them.
Yeah.
And the response was tremendous.
It was.
I think we did something that, you know, people are going to remember, because it was just truly wholesome. We didn't give it any thought. It just happened.
Yeah.
It just happened, and we went from one hospital to the next, to extended care facilities where they were struggling.
We got pretty hot for a minute. We had requests from. We had a big hospital tour going.
Yeah.
The pickup truck tour was it was big.
The bottom line is we kind of connected with our roots in a big way. You know, your brother went to Chaminade.
Yeah.
Still,
Catholic boy, yeah.
you know, Catholic school education, education rooted in service, and for me, just wanting to play music again for people and make people smile.
Yeah.
We went right back to the reason why, you know, we started, just how we started, and pulled something great off. You know,
Yeah, it really was. It felt special, didn't it?
it felt
Yeah, it was nice.
fantastic.
It really did.
You know, my brother said, he was like, there's people out there, nurses, doctors, saving lives, basically scientists and geniuses. He was like, I don't know how to do any of that or anything. He's like, but we do know how to like bring people food, and between me and you, you know, we know how to put on a concert. So we did our little part, and I think they really liked it. And I would love, when this is really all over, to do like a big blowout nurses
Absolutely.
concert here
Yeah,
with the doctors and nurses and everyone who saw you in the pickup truck.
right.
Have
So
them
that's
down here.
the Tim Murray I know.
Right.
See, he's
Yeah,
going
he
on
goes
it now.
real
Now
I'm
he wants
thinking
to have the whole concert,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I'm, you know,
You've got to show up on the pickup truck, though. for
Yeah.
sure.
We
That's
should.
gotta
Oh,
be
yeah.
the entrance,
we
you know.
should.
Yeah.
We should turn the
final
stage.
stop.
We should turn the stage into a pickup bed, right?
I think I could get my truck in here. I think I
Yeah,
could do it.
I
Anything's
think so.
possible at
We could
once.
fit it on the
Get
stage.
the whole Northwell,
It'll-
side
I-
hospital.
just stop saying that and say it will happen.
yeah, it will happen.
Listen, you know, you went on and on at the beginning of this, how great a guy, how easy of an act I am, and you know what? I think he's given me a bad rap. You know, I should be a little more difficult. I want your pickup truck
In
on
the-
the stage, or I'm not doing it.
Yeah, be more difficult.
That's right.
Last Saturday, Sal was like,
That's
"Can I
your
get a
right.
water?" I'm like, "Come on, like, give me something. Give me something weird."
Well, then, so fast forward to this show. Finally, you know, we've baby steps, but fast forward to August 8th, dinner and a show. We've
Hold
been
on,
so
rewind.
excited.
Sorry, we're fast forward
Where are
and
we?
rewinding.
No.
Are
Well,
we?
it was the easiest. This was the easiest thing for me. Was for me to sit down with him and his father.
Right.
You know, and just say, hey, listen, I'm really not looking to make money here. I just want to play again. And they
Right.
said, you know what? We just want to open again. We just
Yeah.
want to have
Right.
some sense of normalcy again.
Mm-hmm.
It was the easiest thing. We sat. We didn't break bread because I'm doing keto. We had a we
Are
had
you
some
really?
we had some sausage and peppers.
Yeah.
I'm on. Listen,
How's it
check
going?
back in a couple
All
months.
right.
I'll be on a new diet. But that's how it's going. Yeah, you know, I
We had a healthy little lunch at Mo and Elise's.
the first thing they bring out is pizza. Just
we go like this. The guy comes back. We all go like
send
this.
it back. Send it back. No, get it out of here. Oh boy! But it was
It's
the
rough.
It was the easiest thing to come together with them because that's the Tim Murray I know.
I want to go in the past a little bit though, Sal.
Yeah,
Because 2020's been a buzzkill, and I want to talk.
It's been a ride.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a lot to think. Tell your kids about and write it when you write a book one day. It'll be good. And at least we did something with the nurses and the trucks and everything. The hospital pickup truck tour and
I'd say we've made the best of it so far.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I had a hell of a time.
I know, and I hope we don't have to do it ever again for those poor nurses and doctors. But
We're here.
I think we made it.
But we
They're
would.
here. Listen,
But we would.
we know now they're here for us.
Yeah.
We know now that they're here for us no matter what. We're here for them no matter what.
Mhm.
It's just what you do. Why I mentioned before about people getting hot and really ruining things for themselves. We live in a world where people get so angry so quickly and lose it. And we just need to learn to treat everyone with mutual respect, to hear everyone out. Because we did that. We saw that these people were sacrificing so much. And we said, what's the least we could do?
Mm.
In the same way that, well, if we can't have this show, what what could we do?
Mm-hmm.
What's next? What's the next possible thing to do? So you want to go back in time now?
Yeah.
All the way back?
All the
You
way
heard
back.
me yap on and on and on about this menagerie of ours.
Well, I have questions. You know, you have a very interesting life and exciting, and no one liked going out more than me. And I miss the days of concerts and Vegas and going out and everything like that.
Oh, Vegas.
I wanted to,
Eey.
yeah.
Vegas skied me before.
Yeah,
You're not rushing back.
come on, Sal, we gotta go.
I can't wait to play Vegas again. That's a crazy town.
So, I was showing my dad your video and everything, like your original first America's Got Talent audition. I guess not audition. What's it called? Your first performance live, and we're cracking up, and you were the best. How were you so confident and calm on your first?
For a guy who's insecure.
Yeah, you don't seem too insecure.
You know,
Like how, like you were on that show, and I saw it on Facebook, like Holy Trinity graduate, you know, on America's Got Talent, and it's freaking amazing. Like you're hitting on Heidi Klum, who's a top 10 best looking people in the world. You're making Simon Cowell laugh. Like, what do you attribute that confidence and?
well, you know,
Because this is a business type podcast, so we're gonna have to give some advice to up and coming musicians. as we go.
confidence is a funny thing, you know. You know, I actually, believe it or not, no matter whether you watch that video or not and see what happened with Heidi Klum, I have very like poor confidence with women in general. You know, granted, I haven't had to for the last couple of years, but you know, even dealing with my 5 foot tall Sicilian girlfriend takes a lot of confidence. But
She's very sweet, by the way.
she's very sweet, but
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it could be scary. But
I'm petrified of Ruby all the time. We don't even date.
there's a different type of confidence. There's a different type of confidence when you know you're doing something that could possibly change your life. And the only way I really knew about that possibility of something that could, something so, what seems so trivial, a television show, competition television show, you know, a reality show, let's call it. How could that, you know, boost you? And I saw because I was on American Idol.
Yeah, so I saw that as well. So we've all seen that kind of like the famous America's Got Talent, but what happened with American Idol? Because that was how many years before?
I didn't know about that.
It was the year before.
Yeah.
It was the
and
year
you didn't
before.
make it to the live show, but you did make it through the first.
I made it to Hollywood.
Okay.
And I
Got
made
ya.
it through like one of those exhibition rounds, like
Yeah.
the first one.
So how was that experience? Were you?
It was interesting. So
How did it come about?
my Uncle Joe, uncle through marriage, twice. That's how Italian families work. We you know, we call people our cousins who, you know, we barely know, but because
Yeah.
we like them and you know we share the same taste in food, all of a sudden it's yo cuz.
Yeah.
But my Uncle
You have
Joe,
some famous cousins, too.
my Uncle Joe was my mom's sister-in-law's brother-in-law. And
Not your cousin at all.
right, but since we were always at my uncle's house, he would always be there as well because they lived on the same street. That's how Italians roll. We buy up the block.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. So we're all always together. He became Uncle Joe, especially because you know I was always like a heavy set kid, if you couldn't tell, and I saw this guy and he was heavy set too, and that was something that was always, like I said, I always had that type of insecurity,
Right.
and this guy was super confident. My Uncle Joe could light up a room just by walking in it. He had a tremendous personality, and so I really idoled him growing up. It's kind of like I should align myself with this guy.
Right.
Not idoled him because I idol my father. My father's a tremendous guy, and I'll get into that. But he really had this tremendous, outstanding personality, and so I would ask him for advice all the time. When I was when I was driving to St. John's, I went to St. John's University. I would sit in hour traffic each way, and each one of those hours, I would call up Joe, and yap on the phone with him, and talk about life, and talk about school, and talk about my mother and why she's not letting me go to that frat party or whatever.
What did Joe do? Is he musically inclined as well?
No. He sold insurance.
Okay.
He sold insurance and annuities, and all that type of stuff. For Prudential at the RXR Plaza. So he had actually gotten me my
one with the
first
slide.
Turnpike, right?
Yes, right on the turnpike, the big
Right by
glass
us,
building.
yeah.
It faces the Nassau Coliseum. So he actually got me my first singing gig because he kind of pushed me to do it. He said, "Listen, kid, I was delivering pizza in a Cadillac, which is it's not very productive. You don't make a lot of money that way,
right?
Because it's such a ridiculous car to deliver pizza in." And I guess by then I was already a pretty ridiculous person. So my Uncle Joe said, "You're not making enough money. For $100 every Thursday night, you could sing it." I actually just started right up the block. Margaritas on Wante Avenue?
Yeah.
Used to be a restaurant called Toro Pazzo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right across from MacArthur High School.
Right.
That's your first gig ever?
My first gig, I was 17 years old.
Wow.
There was 2 people there getting ready to leave when I was setting up. It was the middle of summer, so it was like daylight. So it wasn't even like I can close my eyes and when these people leave and just kind of work through a set like I would in the shower.
Yeah.
But so there was 2 people getting ready to leave, and I started singing, and I just kind of faded into like background music. It was so awkward, But my Uncle Joe, when he said do something, I was like, all right. Let me listen to this guy. He drove a Range Rover.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
This guy would drive a Range Rover, and he would let me figure eight it in the parking lot sometimes. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I just sang, and these people get up to leave. They're walking out of the restaurant right past me, and they stop, and they look at me, and they go, and I didn't know that this might sound good. It's really not, because I had no real individuality at the time. I was just kind of copying the record.
Mm-hmm.
And they stop and they look and they go, "Oh my God, this kid is singing here." And I really look like a kid because Holy Trinity, we couldn't grow facial hair.
Right.
So I had baby face and everything, and they were like, "This kid is singing this music."
Yeah.
Still the same.
So they said, "We're going to stay for another set."
Yeah.
They go and sit at the bar. They call their friends to the restaurant.
Oh,
They come and
nice.
sit at the bar with them. Everyone, then they order dessert and more drinks and everything. And maybe there was like 6 of them, right? By the time the night ended. So
Yeah.
I go up to the owner of the restaurant, this guy Chris Santoro.
I want to raise. That's what you should have said. I took you from 2 to 6.
You should, one day I'll be at the other end of one tour out with 60.
Well, that's so that's what he said. I came up to him like, "Oh my God, this was horrible. I don't even know if he's gonna have enough money to pay me tonight. It was $100. I was like, this guy's got to pay a cook and the bartender and all this.
Right.
It's 6 people in his restaurant. And he goes, "You tripled my business in one night. Of course you come back next week." I was like so nervous. And I went there week after week, and my Uncle Joe sees this. And now he worked at RXR right across from the Coliseum. Like I said, he sees banners that American Idol is going to come and audition people at the Coliseum.
Right.
He picks up the phone. He's like, "What are you doing?" I actually left a message. And it's funny, I lost this message. I wish I saved it.
Mm-mm.
It went something like this. He goes, "Hey, American Idol is coming to the Coliseum in a couple weeks. Might be something you want to think about. Call me back." Boom. That might be something you want to think about.
Yeah.
I felt like Furio getting an angry phone call from Tony Soprano. He was like, he basically told me, "Listen, you're doing this."
Yeah.
So I call him right back. I'm like, "American Idol, that's a popularity contest. I'm not doing pop music. I do this. This is what I like." Like, I was so nervous about doing anything else, because I did theater in high school, and I really, I failed miserably.
Really?
I did it for a
That
couple.
surprised
I wasn't
me as
in
well.
theater class, and
Yeah.
that was my biggest detriment. Was that I never fully invested
Well,
myself.
Trinity
into it.
has like unbelievable.
What an
thea-
unbelievable program.
I would go to those shows and be like, these kids, I don't even know them. I'm like, these kids are unbelievable. You know?
Right.
We're going
So-
2-10 on the football field, you know, like thinking we're cool. These kids are unbelievable.
Well, that's why I never was in theater class.
Yeah.
That's what I started out high school doing, was playing football.
Right.
I really had myself fooled
yeah.
that I was going to be some football star, and like it was going to pay for my college and whatever. Like,
Right.
you know,
We all
I
did
was
that.
I was going to become a pioneer.
Yeah.
At
Post.
at Post,
Yeah,
right? You know, I fractured my ankle in a like our first playoff game against Holy Cross. I fractured my ankle, and my mother goes to me. She goes, "Listen, you got to quit this."
Yeah, enough.
I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Look at you, look at you, look at you. Are you a football player? No." She goes, "You're a gavone, maybe. You're not a football player." She said, "You know how big you got to be on a football team? You have any idea? You got to be at least 4 inches taller,
Yeah.
and you got to work out." She goes, "You don't work out." She goes, the only thing you work out is if you're going to take some pasta home at the end of your meal. That's the only thing you work out." She goes, "You're not playing football anymore. You got to
Yeah.
figure something else out."
Right.
So she got me to try out for Into the Woods. And here I am, this jerk coming off the football field, and I go in and I try out for Into the Woods, and I get called back for one of the princes, right? And I get the part, and it was one of the leads. And
There you
here I
go.
am, this stunad, not taking it seriously.
Right.
I screwed the whole thing up. I never learned the script. I never studied it. I never even watched the play. Like what a jerk. What a dummy I was.
Yeah.
And I got downgraded to a different part. Not downgraded. You never get downgraded. That's the other thing. You're happy enough to get a part. You're happy enough to get a part. That's the
Sal
other thing
played
about
like the tree
Yeah.
in the background,
Instead
like
of both.
that's the other thing about theater.
yeah.
You're happy to have a part
Mhm.
because it's a whole thing. It's a whole production. I didn't know that going into it, and I really screwed it up. But I enjoyed the experience, so I went back and tried again for Guys and Dolls, and I got a great this part of Harry the Horse. And I came home to my mother and was like, "Ma, I got the part of Harry the Horse in Guys and Dolls, right?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, okay, all right. Who's that? Like, who's Harry the Horse?" You know, everybody knows Nathan Detroit and Sky Masterson. They're the leads in that show. And I go, "Well, he's a degenerate gambler from Brooklyn." And she goes, "Perfect."
Yeah, you're in.
She goes, "It's perfect."
Fun fact about Guys and Dolls. I was in Guys and Dolls in 7th grade too. So we're mutual Guys and Dolls. I wasn't the
You were in
horse.
Guys and Dolls?
At 7th grade, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. I was Lenny.
Lenny
Or-
the horse.
Lenny the horse. No. Lenny or Benny, one of the other gambler guys. I had
Lenny.
a couple songs. It was like 3 or 4 male roles from the bottom. But I know what you're talking about.
I only
though.
remember Big Julie because I had to say that that was the entirety of my lines
Right.
was about Big Julie.
I remember that.
And I just I dumbed it up. I said, all right, hey Big Julie. I said maybe if I do something in between, Yogi Bear. I'm sorry, not is it Yogi Bear when he goes, "Hey boo boo,"
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like a really thick Brooklyn accent, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like not mine is a Brooklyn Queens hybrid that I get from my parents. My mother's from Richmond Hill, my father's from Bensonhurst. So I said, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna talk really slow and deep because I'm supposed to be this
Yeah.
just this, you know, as the show says, like these low life gamblers
Yeah.
because there was these high holy people in the show, and there's a whole thing. You had to be there, Ruby. But
She was in London
Okay,
at the
no,
time. She was-
I got to the last year was Sweeney Todd, and here I'm so fooled, thinking like, okay, I did all the parts right, and I got this, and I did that, and and here I am thinking, okay, I should get a good role,
Yeah.
whatever that is, because like I said, there are no lesser roles in theater,
Apart from Lenny, though.
and I really hadn't worked for it,
Yeah.
and I got a role in the ensemble, and I said, you know what, I gotta focus on school. I said, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And I really, that screwed it up, because I didn't realize what was on the other side. I didn't realize how rewarding that could be when you really focus on something. And like I said, I wasn't in theater class. I didn't really dedicate enough
Dive
to
all the
it,
way in.
you know. So fast forward to American Idol is coming.
Right.
And I'm telling him, listen, my Uncle Joe, I'm not doing it. It's a pop contest. And he bets me, because I just got my license. He goes, if they don't love you, if they don't at least put you on TV for exactly who you are, I will give you my Range Rover for the rest of the summer.
Nice.
It's hell of a wager.
I thought I was a shoo-in. I said, I'm gonna go sing "Cry Me a River," like the Julie London version, not the is it Julie London?
Justin Timberlake?
Not the Justin Timberlake.
Not the Justin Timberlake, of course, but I don't know if it was who originally did it. Julie London did it, a cover, but it was "Cry Me a River," and I'm just wailing, and I'm so confident that I'm not gonna get a place on the show that they put me through, all the way through to the taped audition of American Idol. So I lost the bet, in short. But now I'm opened up to this world where people, they're like, they're putting cameras on me and everything, and I'm like, okay. Again, I'm just really just getting a taste for it. I'm not really. This isn't like this is something I did on a bet. I should have gotten the message there, but my Uncle Joe told me, just go on and be yourself, and here I am.
Well, shame of American Idol, because
Well, I got through the Hollywood week, and again, really didn't take it seriously, and said, well, I was really stubborn about this, the genre of music I do, and you know what? I'm glad I was, but I should have tried to make it work at least. And I know a lot of guys, like there's this guy, Austin Giorgio, who is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal singer. He's basically he was singing the same genre as me, and now he takes a lot of old songs and turns them into. He does excellent production and everything. Like that's who I should have been when I was on American Idol. But here I am, stubborn Sal Valentinetti again, and they kicked me off in the middle of Hollywood week. And I come home to my Uncle Joe and I said, "See?" And he goes, "See what?" He said, "They told me they had cameras up on you." And I was hitting on Jay Leno in one episode, and they caught it on film and everything. It was a whole thing. He goes, I heard about all that. He said, this ain't the end. This is only the beginning. And I said, I'm just gonna focus on school and whatever. Same BS line as before.
yeah.
So what were you going to, what were you studying? What was your major? Like, what was the thing that you were envisioning yourself doing?
Communications, because if you couldn't tell from the last, I don't know, what have we been sitting here, an hour?
Almost an hour. Yeah.
I love to talk. So I said, I could do radio. Like, again, thinking I'm it's going to be so easy.
We should link you up with Francesa. I could see it.
Yeah, right.
Mike and Sal on the fan.
Listen, he's a that guy can hold it all on his own. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, regardless of that, I was doing communications and really nothing to do with music, and I'm talking to my uncle and everything, and he keeps telling me every day, this is going to be I think this is going to be something for you. I think there's something here for you.
And you're still playing at the restaurant. How long did you?
Still playing at the restaurant.
Couple more gigs now, or like
getting a couple little private things here and there. Not yet.
Not
That
yet.
that was after this hit, which was another learning experience. My Uncle Joe really backed me up from day one, and really gave me the confidence that I needed to know, okay, you got to push yourself into these situations.
Mhm.
I didn't want to do it, and he pushed me to it, and I had a great time on doing American Idol, and I didn't believe him when I came off, and he had passed very shortly after that, very
Damn.
suddenly. And and really, even he didn't have the opportunity to see what had happened, because he passed December 2nd, and American Idol airs January 15th.
Hmm.
So a little over a month later, it comes on, and I get a little bump in followers on social media, and all of a sudden, local news outlets want to talk to you and things like that, and
Mhm.
you kind of come out of your shell a little bit. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
all I was just being me the best I could,
Mhm.
and if I keep that up, these people want to talk to me. They put me in Newsday for like, just one day, because I was only on 2 episodes and whatever, and I got a couple prints out of it. I met some good people at Newsday, and I got a couple of little gigs like the Steakhouse,
Right.
which was now, instead of that 100, I was up to like 350. I was really
That's a nice.
I was
bump.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
really hitting these people.
Good.
I had a little tip jar, and at the Steakhouse, I had a wrap. I would put $20 in the tip jar, and all the big shots going out to the Steakhouse. They gotta.
Yeah.
They said, I'm gonna give you a 50. Hey, $100, and I went, whoa, and I was like, yeah, that's right, pal.
Nice.
It's like the bait, right?
What steakhouse?
It was J. Michael's Steakhouse.
What town
I
was
think
that?
it's since closed. It was on Fort Salonga Road in Northport.
All right.
Good place. Fabulous refrigeration.
Back to the heat. Yeah.
Right. So I got that gig, and I started getting like a lot of private parties and private things like that. And I was making enough money where I was only delivering pizzas like once or twice a week. It was great.
Nice.
I would still do it because I would get free food.
Yeah.
And like my mother said, I'm a gavone.
Yeah.
But it really started pumping. And then I was like, you know what? It wasn't a lot of money,
Yeah.
but I liked the work. I loved doing it. I loved performing for people. I would come up with shtick and make corny jokes. You heard all that corny crap.
I gotta say, half your act is like a comedian. I think you have a future in comedy or
No,
acting.
I'm
or-
table funny.
Yeah.
I've talked this over with Anthony Rodia before, and
Yeah.
that's another guy you gotta
I've
get
heard,
in
yeah.
these doors.
I've been watching him now.
Fabulous comedian,
Yeah.
incredible, smart man, nicest guy. I go to him, I call him up because how many people can say you got a friend who's a comedian?
Yeah.
So somebody says, Sal, you should try stand up, and I thought about it. Good thing I called him first. He said, Sal, there's a difference. You could be a comedian, which is you gotta your stories always have to have a funny point, but it's gotta be a quick one, Sal.
Yeah.
I like to talk.
Uh-huh.
He goes, Sal, you're table funny. So I can crack some nice corny jokes. Like, the reason why I used to say this, and this was the dumbest thing, because I was in college. I really didn't know my audience. Like I said,
Yeah.
really couldn't be bothered to put in the work and find out once I picked something I wanted to do. But I would go on the air and I would say, I'm made for radio. My father always said I had a face for radio. And the dumbest, oldest, corniest, that you didn't even crack a smile there. You see, like that's what I was. That's the crap I was pulling.
Yeah. It
So-
works though. Like, no, you're just funny in yourself.
So I loved
Yeah.
doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, I would love to do this with a band someday. And I love the big band sound. I love all that. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna start looking into big band charts and people who play music. And somebody had told me about Black Tie Brass, which was the band I played with here Saturday night, and I was like, oh great, I got to get a big enough gig to be able to pay for that, but I want to do it. Very excited about it, right? I get a call on Columbus Day from a casting producer from America's Got Talent. And they said, Sal, we want you to come down and audition. They had seen the exchange between Jennifer Lopez and I. where she was cold. Harry Connick Jr. I don't know if he liked me or not, but you know, he turned around to the whole entire crowd, and he goes, "Jennifer's cold. Does anyone have any suggestions?" This was at the Orpheum Theater, Hollywood Week.
Yeah, keep this a little. I think you're sounding good, but you could pull it towards you if you're.
It was Hollywood
There you
Week.
go.
It was Hollywood Week. It was
You could move it. If
I yap so much that I lose my timber after a
Yeah.
while. But it was Hollywood Week, and we were at the Orpheum Theater. It was American Idol, and he turns around, Harry Connick Jr. goes, "Jennifer's cold. Does anybody have any suggestions?" And of course, you know, I was 19 years old. I was hanging out with, you know, 40 and 50-year-old men, you know, at cafes and pork stores and everything like that, and
wisecracking Italians. Basically.
right. So of course, my mind's like, Jennifer, you know, I got a nice wool coat, but it's back in my hotel room.
No.
They ran those cameras over, like, you know, like an explosion had just happened. Like, you know,
Yeah.
when a guy's doing a live shot for the news and a car accident happens
yeah.
on the opposite corner,
We gotta go.
they gotta run over there and immediately show the horror.
Yeah.
You know, they come running over, and they get this. So America's Got Talent now, a few months later, sees this footage,
Yeah.
and they see the kind of act I do, and they're like, you know what? This guy's pretty funny, but I don't know if he's the real deal. You know, like they call me up. I'm on my way home from the Columbus Day Parade.
Oh, they recruited you.
They call me up and they say, well, we want you to come and audition.
Yeah.
We want you to come and stand online and go through the process and then do the producers and all that. But you know, they're pushing me towards it. They say, have you considered it?
Yeah.
Where they got my number, I don't know, but I'm glad they called.
Where
They
was
said-
it? Where was the audition?
It was at Queens College, right off Casino Boulevard, in I don't know if that's Casino Park or Flushing or whatever. They bring you in. It's a big line of people. They bring you in. You audition for a producer, like a junior producer, associate producer. Mine was the best. Her name is Alexa Keene. She's fabulous. We're still in touch to this day. She calls me up
That's cool.
and you know, brings me back on the show, and she's fantastic. She sits me down, and I was with Tommy because, like I said, they didn't even believe it was me singing. They go, "We want a video of you singing." I went right to Tommy, and I said, "Tommy, you got to film a video. They don't believe it's me singing on American Idol." He goes, "That's bullshit." And he goes,
That's big
he
time
puts the-
Tommy on Insta, by the way.
right.
A Murray favorite.
He
and-
puts the camera in my face, and he goes, "Sing." So I sang it. "It's the good life, full of fun, seems to be the ideal." He turns the camera around at the end of the song. He goes, "How you doing? This is Big Time Tommy. I just want to say that was Sal the Voice singing, no background, no music, no nothing, all him." Just looks right into camera.
Take
and
it
says
easy.
that. Right? Sends that. I get a call 5 minutes later from that casting producer. She
love
says, "You gotta bring him."
some.
You gotta. I was wondering how he got the
We
invite.
walk into the room, and here's little, you know, Alexa Keene, you know, the most adorable little woman you've ever seen, right? Nicest person you've ever met. She's from New Hampshire, right? Very
Very
we
not big
walk
time
in,
Tommy.
right? Very not big. The opposite of Big Time Tommy.
Yeah.
The if you could find a more different, the bizarro world, Big Time Tommy.
Yeah.
Right. So she goes, "Sal, we're gonna make this really quick. I only need 10 minutes of your time." And Tommy goes, he usually only needs 2. I look at him like, are you out of your mind? Who
How did
says
she
that?
react?
Who says that?
He's the
This
best.
nut.
I was
So-
wondering if Big Time Tommy was gonna come up in this conversation, and I'm glad he did.
So she just turns bright red and starts laughing, and she's like, "I'm in love already."
You're in.
She goes, but I have to hear you sing." because we saw the video, and she goes, we still really don't believe it.
Wow.
And so I sang, and she goes, okay. The 3 songs that I had picked were My Way, Beyond the Sea, and Mac the Knife, which are 2 Bobby Darin tunes, Beyond the Sea and Mac the Knife. My Way, the Frank Sinatra tune written by Paul Anka. Beautiful, beautiful music. And the reason why I was so set on that was because I was like, you know what? This time I'm going to do this right. This time I'm going to really prepare for it. I got a vocal coach. I started training, like, trying to get in physical shape to be on live television.
Yeah.
And, I said, this time I'm really going to take it seriously. We went in. I said, I want to do My Way because of what it means to me. For what is a man, what has he
just
got?
a little lower, I'm sorry.
It says, for what is a man, for what has he got? If not himself, he has not. To say the things he truly feels and not the words of one who kneels. My Uncle Joe had always told me to, be yourself. Don't worry about, the circumstances. Don't worry about the situation. Just see how you fit in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he would always do. That's why he was always lighting up a room, was because he really fit wherever he went, because he was just that guy. So I said, okay, I'm just going to adapt, and we're going to do it. I went out there, and I said, because I picked this song, because I know that no matter what happens, I'm doing something that I truly believe in, that I truly enjoy, something that I know now that I really love this.
Yeah.
I really love performing for people. Here's my opportunity to, here's my moment to seize. And that's where you get that confidence from. That's where that comes from. It's having done it and failed, having learned a really important lesson. Is the AC good? Are we...
Downstairs in the basement by like the front, there's that room, when you go up the ramp down there? Go up the ramp and it's like in a room to the left. Yeah, on a wall. Is Alan still up here? Is Alan still around? He would know. Yeah, no, how full? It's right up the ramp to like a second room on the left. It's on the inside wall there. I'll come down in a minute if you can. Just another day. All right, we're back. And we're back.
Things happen, of course. You could screw things up. You fail. You learn from those mistakes. You learn from when things go wrong. And if you really know that you're doing everything you possibly can, you're laying it out there, that's where that confidence comes from.
Right.
It's a learning experience. You've seen now twice how many moving parts. And I complain a lot, of course. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe the band agreed to do it for cheaper. That was my biggest worry.
Yeah.
And you had, you run a business with all these moving parts that could go wrong. Just knowing that you can handle things to the best of your ability, and that there are going to be people who are going to be disappointed. You're going to have unhappy customers.
Yeah.
We all do. But as long as you're giving it 110%, you could see here, you barely have any time for yourself when you really are giving something that effort. And so I am so happy that now I get to dedicate, 100% of my time to something I truly love. And I know that if I keep that dedication up, no matter what happens, whether it's 2020 or the real end of the world or whatever, you're moving forward. You have that confidence to handle things like the situation that you handled here. Now you got to fix the AC.
Yeah, well,
you finally got power back. It's like every time you and I, finally step up to the plate for our at bat, we get knocked in the head.
I know.
But
maybe we should stop hanging out.
Yeah, right.
When everything was going wrong with this show, I'm like, Sal, don't go skydiving, don't go base jumping, don't do anything dangerous or stupid for a while.
Don't go camping.
Yeah.
Because look at me.
We got bears and stuff.
If it's hot enough outside and I go camping, it starts to smell like bacon and bears come after you.
You got time for some more, Sal?
Some more what?
Questions?
I've occupied how much of your time now?
No, I like it. This is great.
No, yeah, and I feel like we haven't completely scratched the surface.
Yeah, we're diving
So
in.
So you're there. It feels like kind of the stars aligned in that sense. You're exactly where you needed to be for America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah.
Talk us through, like, obviously we saw what happened on TV. We know where you got to. What was it when that aired? Was that a real, like, obviously you'd had like a little taste of it with
That show,
American Idol.
American Idol is a good show to go on if you want to learn about, what it means to be in the industry and to break into the industry and what you need to do, the qualities you need to have, the work you need to do, the work you need to put in. But it's not really a life-changing show unless you get to the later rounds.
Right.
The effect on America's Got Talent, because they have the golden buzzer, which is a button that each judge has one use of every season. They can hit this button and send any act who's auditioning straight through to the live rounds.
And you were Heidi's.
Right. I was Heidi Klum's golden buzzer. The immediate effect is like that of being on a live American Idol show. It's life-changing immediately.
What were like the first few things that happened that was like, whoa, this is...
My phone crashed.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
My
what
phone,
is that
my
like?
cell
Like,
phone,
what does it look like?
after an hour,
Yeah.
the screen went milky white and then black.
Wow. That's right.
And then I couldn't turn it back on.
Wow.
My phone was on a full charge,
Yeah.
and it spent the battery like within an hour and a half to 2 hours and shut my phone down.
See, these are the
And
details.
were
we
you
get.
like, were you all, at home in Bethpage watching it?
I was
Did you have
in my
people over?
backyard.
Did
So
you-
my friend Tommy Pernichari, he has a entertainment business. He does events and everything like that. He set up this big screen in my backyard and set up sound and everything. I had my friend Antonio bring a sausage truck and put a sausage and peppers truck at the bottom of my driveway. The Cadillac Club of Long Island at the time, they came out and lined their cars up and down my driveway. So it was like this grand entrance. You knew, I wasn't able to tell anyone.
Right.
It happened.
Right.
So they filmed the Golden Buzzer in March. This is now airing in July.
Oh, what a wait. Damn.
Right. So I haven't been able to tell a soul, and I really didn't because I was like, Sal, you are not screwing this up this time.
You don't jinx
Yeah.
it. And so I was waiting on this moment because of how special it was to me. It was really a life-affirming moment, this Golden Buzzer.
Yeah.
Because, you realize that you had an opportunity in high school to take musical theater seriously and really truly learn something and break into that industry, which is a phenomenal one, which is hurting right now, which means next year when they open back up, we got to support Broadway. You have this opportunity and you miss it. American Idol, you don't take it seriously. You have this opportunity and you miss it. You're like, you have this moment where finally, like you said, the stars align. Heidi Klum is a freaking icon.
Mm-hmm.
She's a supermodel. She's a mother of 4. She has clothing line. She does 3 different TV shows. She's jet setting all over the world, and like she's just a fully dedicated person.
Mm-hmm.
And she sees you and thinks you have what it takes to really be somebody. I had doubt when I came off of American Idol, like I said. And so it's life affirming. And the rush you get from that, the feeling you get from that. I came off stage and I called my Aunt Netta, my Uncle Joe's wife.
Right.
And we told her, my Aunt Cynthia was there, who was my Uncle Joe's best friend. Like, we're like family. We spend so much time together. She calls Netta. I get on the phone with her, and she goes, Joe's there. He's there. You got to know he's there. Because I felt that immediate, like, okay, you know what? He was right. This is only the beginning. And so from there on out, you really gotta take it seriously.
Yeah.
And I went hard. I tried, changing the look up as much as I can without really changing, who I was. And, I found these nifty polo shirts with the pocket, and I wear them literally every day. I have a stack of like 100 of them at home. And I said, you know what? This is who I am. This is what I like. This is what I'm going to do. And that helped me so much on the show, because it is nerve-wracking going out and performing live in front of potentially millions of people. Yeah. My first live performance on America's Got Talent was a One Direction song. They said, we're going to switch it up on you. We're going to throw something at you. Now, American Idol, the reason why I got kicked off of there was I had to do a train song. Like I said, I didn't want to deviate. I really didn't take it seriously. I didn't recognize the opportunity there, but here I did.
Yeah.
So I just sat down, and I sat with myself, and just like every serial killer known to man, I just talked to myself for a minute, like out loud, outside the Dolby Theater, where they film the Oscars.
Yeah.
I'm like, Sal.
Oh yeah, it was a story of my life or whatever.
Story of my
life. It was
life.
cool because you made it your own. Because it's funny when I was watching on YouTube. I got
a lot of help from these two guys, Simon and Graham, and Sony Music.
Yeah.
They put together a phenomenal arrangement, and I was like, Sal, you just got to throw yourself at it. You got to throw yourself into it. You can't be scared of the outcome. Like we really were scared of this outcome last week with this show. You can't be that way. Not in business or in life. You really have to just throw yourself at it. So I did. And I got through the quarterfinals to the semifinals. At which point, I went to this guy, Simon, and not Simon Cowell, different Simon, different Brit.
A lot of Simons.
I said, Simon, you got to let me do That's Life. He said, you got it. Because he told me, he goes, listen, if you nail this One Direction song, because Simon really put it on them. Simon's an executive producer. He makes a lot of money every time that song comes on TV with that One Direction.
But you made it your own, because I was listening to it. I'm like, what? I know this song, but like, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I knew it, but it didn't click that it was One Direction, because you really.
You know
did
what?
It all
I'm gonna have someone write an arrangement for you on the 22nd. I'm gonna dedicate it to my friend Tim.
He's a big One Direction.
That's right.
Yeah,
he really is.
Or if you could do Watermelon Sugar.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And
Harry Styles.
One Direction was on what? Britain's Got Talent or X Factor Britain?
Do you know what? It was our X Factor.
X Factor Britain.
Yeah. Simon Cowell conglomerate as well.
Right. Simon Cowell is a legend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Especially over there. The Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah. Spice Girls.
The Spice Girls. The Pussycat Dolls. What the hell is the matter with me?
He founded the Spice Girls?
Nicole.
Yeah, he found the Spice Girls.
But what Simon are you talking about? Because the other one.
I'm talking about Simon Cowell.
But the other Simon that you're referencing is instrumental.
Works for Sony.
He was very instrumental.
Instrumental with Psycho, but his boss Simon is telling him, you gotta have him sing this One Direction song.
Yeah.
I want to see something, right? And he's saying, Sal, if you do this, I will let you pick the next song, I swear.
Right.
And that was a big order, because some songs could be very expensive to put on television.
Yeah.
So I go down to him after I get through the quarterfinals. I said, Simon, I want to do That's Life. He said, okay. I said, I want you to film me going down Palm Drive in Beverly Hills, right past Simon Cowell's house, because I was so like, I was like, Simon, you really owe me for this one.
Yeah.
And he laughed. I said, I want to roll a Cadillac right past Simon's house. He goes, okay. He goes, well, I might have to get that cleared. I said, I know it seems expensive, but hear me out. You're gonna do B-roll with me and Tommy anyway. You're gonna do. I know what. I was like, you know, I don't know who I was at this
You're
point.
directing now. Now
Right.
you're
I go, I know you guys are going to do a video package with us this week. I can get the car for free. He said, what? I said, I know this old guy, Frank Corrente, old Italian guy from Rhode Island.
I got a
Federal
guy.
Hill guy.
I got
a guy.
Yeah.
He's on La Cienega Boulevard in Beverly Hills. Frank Corrente's Cadillac Corner. He specializes in vintage Cadillacs. I want to roll a vintage Cadillac right down past Simon Cowell's house on Palm Drive. And I want my license plate. The license plate on my Continental is That's Life. You've seen it. You've seen it here on Saturday, right? And I said, I want to sing That's Life, and I want to roll down Palm Drive, and I don't care who sees my license plate. I'm just so happy to. I said, Simon, I'm just so happy to be here, because for the first time in my life, I felt like, you know, I took that chance, and I really I threw myself into it, and something good came of it. I got through to another round, and then after that, got through to the final round and sang Mac the Knife, which is the first song I sang for anybody really, back in the day. And I came off the show and I said, you know what? If you just do this right, and I had a lot of good friends who were instrumental in helping me make a good living the past few years. I was able to produce a couple of records on my own, you know, which is, it's not cheap, but I've been really, really blessed. I have great fans. I get to perform all over the world. And you know, if you try and you fail and you learn from that and you pull it all together and you give it 150% and you throw yourself into situations that might be a little uncomfortable, that you might, hey, you know, I said to Tim, even after we did it with 60 people, I said, I'm so grateful because I know you lost money, but I'm so grateful that you did. And sometimes you got to do that. But you gotta have the confidence, if you will, that if you do those things and if you follow through, that good will come of it. Maybe not immediately. You know, I didn't have the facilities to make that record immediately after coming off the show. I really had to get things in order. You know, any business is difficult to navigate. You know, I've had my fair share of poor experiences, let's call them, but you move forward. And you know, like this has been a whole crazy thing here with the governor and then the lights and now the air conditioning. And you just roll with the punches.
Thank God we got drinks. You don't really need anything except ice.
Yep.
We got AC.
And we got AC.
We're good?
Just in time. I'm schwitzing.
Is that it? You want a beer? I know. Thanks, Jimmy. I gotta do some editing this time. We get Jimmy in here.
You leave that in there, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna leave a lot of it in.
Leave that in there. You want a beer?
One take,
Yeah.
guys.
All right, and we're back again with AC.
My glasses were starting to fog up.
No one has to go to the gym tonight because this is the sauna episode of Employees Only.
You know, one would think that I put these glasses on because I saw this set and I thought, man, I gotta be intellectual, at least look smart.
No.
I went into a pool yesterday with contacts on, and my eyes started to burn like the littlest things.
Yeah.
I've been so careful with this COVID, wearing a mask everywhere I go. I wipe the shopping cart down. I spray the packages with Lysol, and yet I'm not careful enough to protect my contacts, my eyes, to not open my eyes in a swimming pool full of chlorine.
Yeah.
And now I gotta wear glasses
I'm right there with you, Sal.
on the most humid day of the year.
Yeah, you're fogging
Tim,
up.
every time I've walked outside the house, gotten out of the car, and from any air-conditioned space to this soup outside, I go completely blind.
And with the mask as well, even in sunglasses, just...
It looks like my shower mirror in here, you know?
If it makes you feel better, I got so much water in my ear the other day at the beach. I had to get my ear sucked out at an ear doctor yesterday.
We're falling apart. Is this what...
We're getting old.
Finish the story.
Well, Ruby, she's talking to me in the office, and she's talking. I don't hear anything. She's like, Tim. I was like, what? I had so much water and stuff in there. We're getting old.
And then
What's the story? Oh, and then I got water in my ear again last night in the shower.
Just can't even.
Yeah. That's why I have the
You're a
headphones in.
mess. Yeah.
So Sal can't see. I can't hear. And you're coming to us for concert advice?
Is this what your late 20s are like?
Yeah.
Is this what it is?
Poor old people.
I'm gonna be 25, quarter century.
Wow. You have a quarter life crisis or
My
anything?
my
Coming up.
yeah, my
When
youngest.
When is your birthday?
My youngest baby cousin, August 26th.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah, my
Very
youngest baby cousin just graduated high school, and I was like, I feel old.
Wow.
I feel old. Now, like
Yeah.
I gotta wear glasses every time I come out of the pool.
I'm
Falling apart.
I'm almost 30.
That's life, guys.
That's life. That's it.
That's life.
We'll do a couple more. Screw it. We'll do a couple. I guess a lot more. You were talking about going all over the world. Obviously you've seen. America's Got Talent has propelled you to a life of fame and tours and everything.
Been good to me.
Yeah. Do you remember what was your first tour? Like, what was your first Sal? You're playing these gigs. You're going not in New York. Let's say
I was just sent on a plane. It was we finished the show September 16th. I think my first gig was October or November 15th.
One question as well. So, you said there was that the gap between the filming and was that just for the audition? So then after that big first show, then you went through to the live shows.
There was the first show, and then there was like a music week, and then there was the live shows, and the live shows was like a constant rush.
Yeah.
From
and you're out in
July,
LA for those?
from July through August into September. And if you make it to the end, and then the Christmas show and everything, I spent all that time in LA. I loved LA. It was so cool. It was so different. There were mountains like close to the city and everything, and the lights and the hills, and it was mesmerizing. The beach and the weather was so perfect. I was so taken aback by it. And then you're plunged right back at home with your normal life.
with your mom and your dad
for like a month.
Yeah.
They really, that kind of lifestyle kind of like infantilizes you. Is that the right word? Infantilize? Does it bother you that we butcher the English language in America?
Just because she sounds, she
incriminate me,
yeah, that's a myth. That whole British proper thing. I think.
I've been here a long time.
We say words incorrectly.
Why do you think I ever
we use words incorrectly all the time?
Yeah.
Like, you know how much it pisses off like off the boat Italians that we say mozzarella?
Yeah. I can't get hung
That
up
I'm
on
actually trying to stop saying mozzarella. I'm trying to say mozzarella more and more and more just because it's the right way to say it.
Yeah.
She
I
thinks
can't get hung up on things, right? When I came here 10 years ago, I played soccer. That's, what brought me here. And I swore to my family, swore to my dad, I'll never call it soccer. Because that was...
and you just did twice.
And after... Well,
ding.
So after a week of being... I went to Hofstra. After a week of telling people, oh, yeah, I play football, the looks I got, I was like, all right, I've given up on that. 2 weeks. I've called it soccer ever since.
Wow.
To the shame.
She asked me to go for a cycle one time.
Are we the only country that calls it soccer?
Absolutely.
Like we're the only country that uses gallons?
Don't get me started.
And the yards
when it gets into metrics and stuff, even I'm so mixed up now. I get in trouble for ACs. Actually, are a problem spot for me because I still think of temperature differently.
ACs?
Yeah,
right, to Celsius.
The degrees,
Right.
Oh, I thought you meant
I
the
was
AC,
going to. I was going to. I
I
did a gig in London, my first time in London, and they said it was going to be 24 degrees.
Right,
So I packed this ridiculous jacket because my mother was like, and it's probably going to be raining, so you better dress warm or you're going to get pneumonia. And then I get there, and it's hot.
Yeah, that's heat wave.
What is
It's
24
April,
degrees?
and it's
Boiling.
74
That is
degrees or
boiling,
something outside. 72 degrees, whatever that is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Celsius is like, what is it, 21? I don't know.
I never quite nailed
I don't know.
the,
I can't.
Hot, that's a summer. That's an August day.
From now on, listen, I started asking.
Your agent didn't say hey, Sal.
Like I said, we act much older than we are in a lot of respects, and I ask Siri all the time now. I don't even bother to think about it.
Yeah.
But which is it just another way. Well, it's infanticide, I think. When you're made to feel like a baby, when people treat you like that's what that show, being on a reality show, does to you. Being on any set of any live television, they treat you like a king. There's a craft services. I mean, listen, the first thing, of course, I say is about the food, but then the makeup people and the wardrobe people and the choreography people and all the producers and the story producers and everyone is just so enamored with you for like. What, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
And then, boom, you're at home.
Taking out the garbage, getting yelled at.
You know? So, my first traveling gig that I had to get on a plane for, and it was the first of I'm on a plane in a normal situation. I'm on a plane like every other week, back and forth. Sometimes, during the Christmas season, I do like between 6 and 8 flights in a single week. Wow. It's nuts. Boca Raton for a bat mitzvah. That was my first gig.
Get out of here.
Boca Raton. Well, I'm sorry. It was for a bar mitzvah. It was a set of twins.
Wow.
There was a boy and a girl, and they were doing a joint mitzvah.
Yeah. Must have been some mitzvah in Boca though.
Oh man, you don't even know.
Wow.
You don't even know. I another great thing about this and about traveling for a living and about doing something like America's Got Talent, which is not only national, it's multinational. As people watch these videos in so many different countries, you get exposed to so many different people. Growing up on Long Island, and I think you can agree with me, you really don't
leave.
Yeah, it's like a big fishbowl.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing place. And in many regards, it's kind of like I'll tell you guys as an outsider, like. Obviously, and this, like you've got the best of so many worlds. You're in arm's reach of the biggest city ever. You're in arm's reach of the perfect beach. But I was staggered by that. How there's, on one hand, there's no need to leave.
Yeah, but like we're in arm's reach to Broadway, some of the greatest theater in the world, and yet
we never go.
We go see Jersey Boys 4 times in a row. Like that's you want to go see Jersey Boys and hit Rayos? Like sure, that's. So
some of my Long Island
we really
time in the city.
we really don't branch out from what we know, and that whole traveling thing. That was I went to Catholic school. That was my first bar mitzvah.
Yeah, I've never been to one.
I had never been to one,
yeah.
so it was my first really cool experience there, and then in no time we were going out to California, to San Diego. I was flown into a gig on a helicopter. Whoa. Like they were doing this James Bond theme night, right? And there's this famous photo of Frank Sinatra coming out of a helicopter with a cocktail.
Oh,
right?
I've seen that. Yeah.
So we go. It's me and Tommy, and little Tommy, not big Tommy, little Tommy.
Damn.
And we're going to this hangar, and he goes, "Listen, it's not a big deal." I'm like terrified of flying at this point. I've only been on a few at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm still terrified of flying. And now he's going to put me on a helicopter. I just flew across the country. And now you're going to put me in a helicopter. Big ball of glass with a blade on top.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if the wind blows the wrong way, you can't fly a helicopter. So I'm all nervous. We show up and we meet our pilot. His name's Malibu Chuck, right?
I don't want my pilots.
This guy's a stunt pilot for Red Bull, right? He's the guy in the videos. If you ever see like those Red Bull Daredevil videos, he's the guy barrel rolling a helicopter, like and flipping it like right upside down and everything.
Right? Red Bull Air Race.
Yeah. This guy is nuts. Add on to that. See, now I poked fun at our friend over here for wearing flip-flops the other night without his knowledge.
I
I looked.
in flip-flops.
He was coming over to talk to me, and we were talking about serious things about the show. And every time he would come over and talk to me, I would be looking at his feet because he was wearing jeans and flip-flops.
Prince Timmy.
Listen. It's a Long Beach thing. I get it.
I'm moving out in a couple weeks.
It's
a Long Beach thing.
It's a summer, right?
It's 400 degrees outside.
Right. So
let's not get sidetracked.
What do you think of the Sperry's? Is that better?
listen, you're getting there. You're getting there.
I'm gonna wear some,
Just try some socks.
Yeah. Work boots next time.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
No, Alan makes fun of me for it all the time.
So this guy Malibu Chuck, is in a suit, like a black and white suit, because it's a James Bond theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I look down, and he's wearing flip flops, and I go to him, I go, "You're gonna change your shoes, right? Because they tell you can't drive a car
Yeah.
with flip flops. Like you get a
Right.
ticket. I think you get a ticket for that in New York, driving a car with flip flops.
Wrong
It's not a
person to
safe
ask.
thing to do. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Do what you want. This guy is about to fly me in a helicopter with flip-flops on.
That's very California.
And I looked at Tommy, and he just starts laughing. So I now have to fly in on this helicopter.
No wonder Frank was drinking.
Right. He pours me a cocktail. I couldn't even sip it. I had this thing clenched between my legs. Trying not to get it on my suit, mind you.
Yeah.
My
Right.
tuxedo. Now we're in
Now
tuxedo
you're in
territory.
Yeah.
Right. They're paying me tuxedo money. You got to dress up. So now I'm clutching this drink. We're flying across, and I'm supposed to walk off. I'm supposed to step off of this helicopter, like I've done it a million times. And I step out. I step off. We take the picture. Right.
How'd it come out?
I hand someone my drink.
Yeah.
I put both knees on the ground and kiss it.
God.
And then I get up, I take the microphone, and I start my set.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like besides myself. This was 2 months after coming off of this whirlwind ride, this show. And it was nuts. Those experiences. I mean, I've been in North Dakota in January.
That was this year, right?
That was it was 19, January 19.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I drove on a lake,
Wow.
so something like this, could really, it changes your life. It really does. I've changed so much. I really learned to not only appreciate opportunity more, but I've learned to appreciate the world around me. I've learned to appreciate my family because I travel so much,
Yeah.
and I miss some things sometimes. At least I always try to make it home for whatever my goddaughter's doing. Like I've put it on a calendar before and told an agent, listen, I don't care how much. That is the day of my goddaughter's kindergarten graduation, and I need to be there. You learn the importance of family. You got to take yourself seriously, and it's just the name of the game. Since then, it's been fabulous though. Life has been, I don't know. It's you run out of words to say, I guess.
Yeah. It's cool.
After 2.5 hours.
We're almost done. Well, that was a good little segue, though. But a couple more. It is cool that America's Got Talent and the singing has brought you all around the world and everything like that. That's definitely not something that everyone gets to experience. And I'm definitely going to come to one of your shows on the road because I've been to the pickup truck tour. I've seen you at Mulcahy's.
Is this the first? Now I know you've seen me live at at theaters and stuff like that, but this is the first time I've performed at Mulcahy's with my band. I've came
Correct,
here,
yeah.
Mike Del Judice, as you guys call him. It's Mike Del Gadicha. And I don't know. Listen, I had to talk with him right on stage, right in front of everybody. But he's been
We're
kind
Irish.
enough.
It's still Judas to us.
He's been kind enough to open up the stage to me. But I think this is the first time you've seen me in Black Tie Brass
That's true.
under the Mulcahy's
Half lights.
roof.
No, under the half lights.
Under the half
Yeah.
lights.
Next
Right.
time will be the full Monty,
That's right.
I saw you at Trinity too. That was good. That's
Yeah.
with the band.
That was just like, that was nice because of how special that place was to me to come back. When I have these shows where it's not that there's not a lot of pressure, where it really means a lot. This meant a lot to me. This meant so much to me. So I think this is really the first time you saw me, really
Legit.
rip it.
Yeah.
Really rip it.
Yeah. I'm
We-
excited.
We've been locked up for 5 months.
Yeah.
Now we got August 22nd. We got September 12th.
What I want to do is like
We're gonna pack them out 11%.
it's gonna be the best 11% you'll ever see, ever.
Sure.
I had a question, because me and the guy Rick here who booked the bands. Like we always, like we're not a corporate place. People are like, oh, like who's like I'm talking to the agents. They're like, oh, you have loaders? I'm like, yeah. They're like, who gets the food? I'm like us, Like here, like me and Rick and Ruby and everyone. Like we book the band, we pick up their food, we load them out, we do everything. So we're a family place, and we like to take care of people like family, like the biggest bands, and I think they appreciate that. What are some things when you go to venues that like you really appreciate or that you really hate? Like say you get in there, you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or wherever the hell you are, and certain things you really appreciate that a venue does, and certain things you really hate, because this is just from my own knowledge.
Or if any venues stood out to you.
we
or any
appreciate-
venues that say like, wow, they really took care of me at X, Y, and Z.
Oh yeah, like the Palace Theater in Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
There's a woman there, and God forgive me, I can't remember her name.
They probably won't see this anyway. So.
But I know, but I feel bad because
Yeah.
her escarole and bean soup is like the highlight of my year. I do this theater every December or January. I think this time I'm doing it in January, just after New Year's.
Yeah.
And beautiful old theater, the Stadium Theater in Rhode Island, and Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Fantastic people, things like that you remember. A lot of these places, a lot of these performing arts centers are volunteer, which is cool. Like I don't play tremendous venues.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get there one day, but the performing arts centers, a lot of the volunteer organizations, they really do a fantastic job.
Good.
You go to a place like Mulcahy's, like the Paramount, and I'm sorry to mention it.
Okay.
We had mentioned, by the way, when we set up this show, that we're going to get everyone together. We're going to break bread, because I think that all these guys would get along.
Yeah.
Very.
What do you
I'll
think
tell
about
you,
them?
the way you treated.
Okay.
I'll say this, because I'm a very.
I've heard they treat well.
I'm a diplomatic person.
I hope they take care of my co-friends.
A
here.
reason why you come back to a place, like and my type of music is really not what they do at Paramount or Mulcahy's. But you bring an artist in, and you embrace them in their genre. You do the best. You suit them the best possible way you can, and then you treat them like family. That's what makes you want to come back. What makes you not want to go back is, one of the biggest parts about selling out a show. You could, there are bands who, and there are acts, and there are artists who sell out a room the second they announce it.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. Then there are acts who, like I just appeared on America's Got Talent. I hadn't even had a record out yet. So there was public knowledge of me, but people didn't know really where to find me.
Yeah.
So a venue that does the proper promotion locally, because granted, an agent can go and spend the money on ads and stuff on Facebook, and maybe.
No, it's a team effort with them. It should be, at least. Yeah.
But at least the venue could get local publicity going, and that's something that some places have failed to do. And then you'll do a show there, right?
Yeah.
You won't quite sell out, and you'll wonder why. And then because you boosted it and you posted it and everything, and it's the right size room for you, and you almost like you're like, oh my God, am I waning, right? Like, what is it? Is this going away? And then you post on Facebook or Instagram, or you post on social media anyway, and you say, had a fantastic time in such and such town. And then you get a slew of comments. I didn't even know you were here.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've had, there's a booker. She's down in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, and she's fantastic, because what she'll do is she contacts the local paper, the local news, everything, gets it everywhere, right? And then she has these like little roadside billboards that she like almost like a real estate agent would set up for like an open house.
Yeah.
And she puts it like in the area of the theater, this little downtown area.
Mm-hmm.
And you could sell out on walk-ups alone.
Yeah.
But when you do that kind of press, it's usually sold out 2 and 3 weeks before. You don't have to worry about it. You know, so
And there's bonuses for artists.
definitely
you
a
know,
venue that's
yeah.
more proactive about that. Because there have been venues that were more reactive
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, put it on the news, you know, the
If
day
it's not
before,
selling well, yeah.
the day of,
Mhm.
and people will rush. And then at the end of the show, be like, oh, my God, if I didn't see you on, you know, like let's say in Philly, if I didn't see you on Fox 29,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known you were here.
Yeah. So a venue that works it, and I guess that makes sense because I hate when like we'll book a band.
And that's why I love Vegas.
Why? Because they just
Because they put you on a
everywhere.
billboard.
Yeah. They put you on planes.
They-
yeah.
Like somebody hits a button in Vegas, and then every digital screen in a 10-mile radius, whether you're in Henderson or Summerlin or whatever, you're seeing this act's face. Who's going to be at this hotel? Who's going to be at this hotel? Casinos are really, I mean, they have almost unlimited money.
Yeah. No, they have it to a science and unlimited money.
They have it
yeah.
down to a science, but especially the promoting part. Like I do what's now called Rivers Casino in Philadelphia, and we sell out every time. Reason being, they put my face on the Penn Turnpike and 95
Yeah.
to the point where I get friends, you know, busting my balls about like they'll be driving up from Ocean City or whatever from like, you know, from spring break and send me a picture of my face on the side of 95, which, you know, as
works. Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
It works. So, you know, you want to be taken care of, right? Which is great. But you also want to know that the venue is as invested into the show, especially when it's not a four-wall. You know, when you four-wall a show, it's on you.
Yeah.
But when a venue's bringing you in, you want to know that you have a partner, you know, that someone's going to help you move those tickets.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Very helpful. What's your favorite Vegas story? You had to bring it up.
Opening for Leno.
Oh yeah.
I opened for Leno, Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know, to some people might be like, so what? You
No,
open
he's a legend.
It's iconic, yeah.
This guy is, you want to know Jay Leno.
Yeah.
You want to meet that guy. You want to maybe, if you could spend a few minutes with Jay Leno, you do whatever you can.
Great guy.
Amazing guy. Really, talk to me and Tommy, Big Tommy, for an hour about cars in his denim suit, which, like, you know, Jay Leno, he wears the same thing every day.
I've
much.
seen him in that denim thing.
Right. He wears a suit when he does a show, but he's always dressed in that denim. Always. Right? But his focus is not on the way he dresses. His focus is on his shows, his live, his stand-up, which is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy you want to know, but so humble, so down to earth. You know? That's why I was like, I don't care if people see me in the same T-shirt every day.
Yeah, of course.
I know it's not the same shirt.
Yeah.
It's just what I like. I went to Catholic school for how many years? I didn't have to think about what I wore in the morning.
I miss uniforms.
Yeah.
I just
it
put
was
this.
a luxury.
I
It's
know.
got a little pocket for stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. Jay Leno just makes, you know, life work for him. He does his show in Vegas. He hops on his plane and he's home in a half an hour at Van Nuys. It's
Nice.
fantastic.
How did it come about, the Jay Leno show?
Agent named John McEntee, one of the only Irishmen in Hollywood, by the way.
God bless him.
God bless him. He calls me up and he's like, Sal, I was just on a plane with Jay Leno, and I brought you up in conversation, and I said you guys would love each other. He's a big Cadillac guy,
Okay.
right? And Jay goes, let's do it. I love that guy. Let's do it.
Yeah.
He calls me up. He goes, I got your room at the Mirage Hotel. I got your mother a room at the Mirage. I got Tommy a room at the Mirage. Oh my God. He said, all you got to do is pack your bags. I'll pay you. all that. This was. I remember the date. It was November 3rd.
Nice.
It was right. Almost. I had just come home from Boca, and now I thought, oh my God, my first bar mitzvah. How crazy, how insane.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to come to Vegas next week and play for Leno? I said, yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
went and I did it. I'm so glad I did. It was my first Vegas experience and one of my most memorable. Truly
Nice.
one of my most memorable. I performed for Tony Robbins.
No way.
Yeah. Tony Robbins
yeah.
came and had a big talk in Vegas, and he wanted he wanted to tell a story about somebody who, had confidence and got it done, because basically that's 6 minutes of America's Got Talent that he's referring to as the audition.
Yeah.
It's like this. People use it as this inspirational clip, and it's not even like they really know what's behind it.
It's
They just
good.
and then they bring you out and you sing a couple songs. But performing with a big band in Vegas was tremendous, because you're standing on the same sand that Sinatra did, that Dean Martin did, that so many amazing acts. Even Celine Dion, Jennifer Lopez. Everyone's had a residency in Vegas, and now you're playing here with a big band to a crowd, and they made the theater look like like Art Deco, like vintage New York. It was
Wow.
incredible. Like
Nice.
Vegas is the reason why it skeeves me out.
You seem to like it,
I really do. The reason why it skeeves me out is because you could literally get anything you want in Las Vegas at any time.
Yeah.
There is no concept of day or night.
I know.
100%.
You could lose your entire life savings or hit for millions of dollars. And that's what the whole town is this crazy bedlam. It's like the whole entire city of Las Vegas is like a loud noise.
Yeah.
Right.
You only need a weekend.
Not like New York. New York is a symphony of noises.
Yeah.
It's the horns and the people and the people cursing at each other on the corner with the
Right.
bicycle and the taxi. Right. It's Las Vegas is just
It's so over the top.
it's a
all the time.
constant buzz.
Yeah.
Right.
And it skeeves me out, just because like I feel like if I spend too much time there,
Yeah.
I will lose myself
Right.
into this, this world of yes.
Yeah.
And it's almost like Disney for adults. It's like it's not the
Right.
real world. It's nuts.
Sin City.
Well, that is, and you don't often hear like, "Oh, I'm going to Vegas for 2 weeks." Like, you just need a weekend.
No, it's like
Go
you need 3
and-
days.
yeah.
It's like suspended reality. You need to come back down to earth. Like you need to be like, oh my God, oh wow, okay,
I'm
okay,
surprised Tommy
It
came
is
back.
magical.
okay. I can't walk on the sidewalk with a 3 foot tall frozen
In
margarita.
Montauk, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna
Well,
work.
when I was there, I was like, I'm shocked how many people bring their kids. I'm like, this is not a place for kids.
I'm walking around at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and there's like, I mean, listen, I don't judge people,
Yeah.
right? Do what you want, listen, you could have amazing values and still love to gamble, right?
Yeah,
love to play blackjack and think your kid's a good luck charm. And your kid may enjoy watching you,
Yeah.
right? All that said, I see a kid, he is they set up a table for him. Like a with a chair and like a foods.
Yeah.
Like they set up the table in your room when they bring room service.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Like a
people,
little
you
fold
guys
out.
don't look like you order
No,
room
I know what you
service
mean.
like
yeah,
I do.
Yeah, the little one. Yeah.
No.
big.
They gotta. You tell them. Listen, when you eat to make yourself happy in life, you tell the lady at the food service desk, hey, it's for 2 people.
Yeah.
Because the amount of food you order.
She's in the shower,
It would almost
you
be
know.
embarrassing to tell them, it's just for me. How many people dining? 2. They bring the big table.
Yeah.
This kid has this big table set up, right? And it's just him, but he does not care.
Yeah.
He's got cookies. He's got chicken tenders. He's got mozzarella sticks. Mom and dad are at the blackjack table just behind him.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, if the adults are having a conversation over here, the kid is
Yeah, it's the kids'
occupied.
table at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Right. And he's just chilling there. They set up a table. I think it was Planet Hollywood. That sounds like a Planet Hollywood type thing to
Yeah.
happen. But you know, it was crazy to see. It was nuts. It is like suspended reality Las Vegas. I love it for that. It's good to go. Florida is a place
You can live.
you could stay for a week because it's slow, right? If you have a weekend, no matter how long the flight is to Las Vegas, don't even think about that. Because the way you got to think about it is Las Vegas is 3 hours behind us. It takes 5 hours to fly to Las Vegas. So really, truthfully, it's only 2 hours to get there if you chop it up the right way.
Yeah.
And then you fly home. You take the red eye. You take the night flight out on Sunday. You're here 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday.
Ready for work.
You crack open a 5-hour energy, keep one in your pocket
those
for
things.
when 2 o'clock rolls around, and
Yeah.
you are flying.
You're good to go.
Vegas is a place you could just go for a weekend, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. And
I
you
always give myself a day to hungover and see the sights, and then I leave. That's my game plan.
Well, that's the thing as well. Vegas, you could arrive any time of day and you're good to go. It
Oh,
doesn't
Tuesday
matter.
morning there.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But you know, Vegas now to me is so much more than the going out and the partying. Well, really the nightlife, because Vegas is famous for the nightlife,
Yeah.
the shows, the events, the clubs. You know, I being a performer, I'm going down there. It's either just me or me and a roadie.
yeah.
You know, or me, roadie, and a band, which then you go out to the bars, you have a little more fun. But, you know, Vegas to me had to become something else if I was really gonna make the most out of being there. You can go quadding in the
Yeah, there's stuff
Desert.
To do.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
the coolest thing ever. I'm jumping rocks and dunes and stuff in a quad. I'm ripping. They're like, you want us to just leave it in gear for you? I'm like, do I have to?
Yeah.
And they said, we don't care if you burn this thing up. And I said, thank you. I was just ripping up hills and stuff. I've been to a shooting range where you can shoot a Tommy gun, which is like, you know, you got to do it once,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the movies. You know, like in Home Alone,
Yeah.
when
Right.
I'll give you to the count of 10 to get
you're,
lonely.
you're lousy, rotten, good for nothing carcass off my property. 1, 2,
10. Yeah.
10.
I missed
Very-
that out there. Now I
Oh,
gotta
you got to do it at least once.
Yeah.
You got to go there. The Hoover Dam is like a 45-minute ride. You're standing on something, first of all, an incredible feature of engineering, feat of engineering that was built, you know, before I think even women had the right to vote. Like, this is how old this thing is, right? And you could stand on it and be in 2 different time zones. You're in 2 different states, in Arizona and Nevada at the same time. It's incredible. The view of Lake Mead, this oasis in the middle of the desert, as you come down the mountain towards, it's an incredible experience. You know, that's when, I think after going to Vegas a few times, and most recently in October, and doing, you know, a few different activities like the quadding, I said, you know what? I've flown, you know, speaking of touring, you know, I do a lot of one-offs for private gigs.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to these really remote parts of the country that I would never really have a show in,
Yeah.
because who the hell is following Sal the Voice in North Dakota? You know?
The one Italian family.
Listen, I got Jersey, Boston, Chicago on lock. You know,
probably in witness protection, the guys. in North
London,
Dakota.
Paris, you know, I'm doing private stuff, and I'm only there for a couple days, and I have to turn around. But after doing Vegas, I said, you know what? I want to see this country. So I was heading out to California in February, right before this nonsense went down. And I said, boy, I want to drive there.
Yeah.
I said, I want to see what's in between, you know, what I miss when I'm on a plane.
Yeah.
Really, you know, once you gotta really open yourself up to those experiences. Seeing the Moab for the first time, you know, especially now when talking about a Vegas vacation seems like a pipe dream to some people.
Yeah.
Money lost, and a lot of people were laid off, and you know, this has been a really difficult time. A lot of people are struggling. there's so much you could do to broaden your horizons and to really see this country and see the beauty of it. Well, you don't have to go to Vegas. Because just outside of Vegas, there's that dam. I drove through the Moab Desert in Utah. I think the population in Utah is like less than Nassau County alone, right? But there's so much untouched beauty, and that's free. Well, free. It's the cost of gas to get out there.
Right.
Basically free. Yeah.
If you could find a couple of days, it's not very expensive, and you could really get a real appreciation for this country, for the world around you. Listen, I'll take Vegas any day over Utah.
Yeah.
But
change it up.
You gotta, especially now. You know, I didn't want to talk about Vegas like we go all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, you really got to open yourself up to those experiences. You gotta, especially when you're traveling for work.
Yeah.
And you're hyper focused on the gig the whole time, and you're worried about the band, and then you're just exhausted at the end of the night. You just had this incredible high. You're on stage in front of all these people, and now you're alone in your hotel room. This like, you know, you gotta really get out and experience, even when you're by yourself. My girlfriend thinks I'm insane. I will, if I'm traveling somewhere, you know, if the roadie's tired, like my friend Tom, a different Tom now, who
not
travels.
big Tommy, not little Tom, middle of the road Tom.
He's a professional security guy, but we've been friends since we're 12. But he is exhausted by the end of the night, wants to go to bed, and I said that's fine. I'll put on a jacket, I'll put on a hat, you know, and I'll just go for a walk around whatever city I'm in. I'll talk on the phone with my girlfriend or whatever. She'll go, "Where are you?" I said, "Oh, gee, I'm in Salt Lake City. I'm walking around." She goes, "What do you mean you're walking around?" She goes, "Who's with you?" I said, "Nobody. I'm by myself." She goes, "You're in a place you don't know, by yourself, walking around."
I do that. You
Yeah,
gotta
best
just
way to say it, for sure.
You gotta just do that.
I'm into that.
You gotta just do that sometimes. Yeah.
So where's next now? Like, where would be? Do you set yourself goals? Like at this point, do you kind of?
You need to. You know, you learn, especially in times like these, and I hate to beat the hell out of that term, but you learn in times like these where your options are kind of changing by the day. You know, it almost feels like things are getting so pushed back, like it's slipping away from you. And really, it's not. You just have to have patience. You learn to say, okay, I have all this free time. What am I going to do with it? You know, for this show, I said, you know, we have the set down, we have the music down. Let's get the merchandise down. And I said, we're going to do this completely contactless. We're not going to have a merch table. We're going to offer people a little brochure, a little paper. They can pick what they want. We collect the order forms at the end of the night and run everything for them. It ships right to their door, right? So, you know, you have to set small goals. Like, I used to never do podcasts for whatever reason. I was like, you know, I feel like I listen to too much Howard Stern. He tells you that. He says podcasts aren't real radio, whatever.
His show is like a podcast. It's like he's the first podcast.
Right.
Kind of.
You know, you set a goal like, you know, hey, listen, podcasts are important. You know, this is really, you know, this is to actually sit down and get it all together. It's a big feat, you know. So I said, you know what? First goal is I want to do more podcasts. I want to do more be as public as possible. Try to get out as much as possible. And then after the first month of quarantine, you know, setting another small goal as getting my web series back running.
Yeah, tell us about the web series.
We're
'cause
doing
we didn't really get into it.
I teamed up with Growing Up Italian. They're a big Instagram page for, you know, Italian Americans, but really they're good. They're three great people. Rocco, Sabino, Michela. They run the show, and they said, hey, we want to produce content. And I said, I will go partners with you. Let's do a show. Let's get it together. We got a sponsor with Montauk Beverage Company, and we went for it. We filmed a couple of feature-length episodes of different cities. It's called Get in the Car, where, you know, we just go and, like I said, get out and have share an experience with people.
Yeah, get out there.
You know, like in Philadelphia, I've made so many friends having performed down there and getting out and being a part of the city. Gino Vento with Gino Steaks. This guy Renee with the Rim Cafe. He's nuts, but he's fantastic. You know, sharing that experience now that I with people, and really just trying to produce more content, things like that. We got it started, and now this happened. So set a small goal, get back to that. We just started filming again. It's going fantastic. Next small goal was to do a show, not even to make money. Let's get out. Let's just play, because my guys are gonna, you know, we're itching. We're itching for that. We need to get back out there.
Do you always play with the same band, or?
I travel a lot, and just for clients, sometimes it makes more sense. We bring the charts and travel and go with different bands, like on the West Coast. Locally, regionally, rather, I usually play with the same band, and they're like my A team.
Yeah.
So like if
How
a
did you
client
connect with
is like,
them?
we want this guy Rafe Tangora, actually. You know Nick Tangora? He's another Long Island celebrity, and his brother hooked me up with Ryan McNulty with Black Tie Brass, and you know, really, actually through the name of another singer, female singer, and I forgot her name, and I can't even believe that right now. Trish Terralis, that's her name. Trish Terralis, who I was on American Idol with, hooked me up with Rafe Tangora, who hooked me up with Black Tie Brass.
They're damn good too.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
are. And they're great. They're great guys.
Yeah,
I like traveling with them. They're
You
they're
can tell
fun
you
to hang
guys are
out with.
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really been like that. You know, when running a business, you know, you really have to get along with the people you work with, and it's been so easy with them.
Yeah.
So easy. 4 years now, going strong with the same band. You know, we've traveled to Bermuda together.
Awesome.
We've traveled to Oklahoma together. You know, they're my core guys.
Is there one place you haven't played that you want to play? 'Cause you've hit it a lot.
Australia.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of Italians in Australia.
Really?
You know that?
No.
Yeah. There are Valentinettis in Australia.
Related Valentinettis?
My great-grandfather
Uh-huh.
had like 3 or 4 brothers.
Uh-huh.
Some of them came here. Some of them went to Australia. And like some of them didn't, they really didn't keep in contact.
Yeah.
At least their kids didn't, whatever. So there are Valentinettis who are actually related to me in Australia. And I'd love to perform there. I actually just got an inquiry for Australia for next year.
Oh, you're in.
So, wow.
I was going to say, call these
Hey,
agents.
hey.
Call these agents in Australia.
We
Down.
keep talking about August 22nd like there's no more tropical storms or
I
anything.
know. No earthquakes.
But, so
Wow.
yeah, I mean,
That'd be a
I
good one.
really, really want to perform there.
That'd
That'd be something.
That's far.
That's a whole new
Yeah.
world. It's
Yeah.
literally the other side of the world.
Yeah.
You know?
That'd be some story. Lastly, wow, that AC is nice though now. Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
But now we're not cooking. Now we're cooling off. Last one, then we'll let you go. I don't want to keep you all night. Your girlfriend will be texting you, blaming me and everything. Where?
No, I put my phone on airplane mode. That's how
There you
much
go.
I love you, Tim.
Thank you. They're probably worried about you now.
I'm risking my life putting
This
my phone on
podcast.
airplane mode.
Thank
My
you.
mother or my girlfriend. I got to answer them both. If I
Yeah.
don't, forget
Your
it.
girlfriend will call here. We'll get a call.
Heads roll.
Yeah. Where do you, 10, 20, 30 years, the perfect Sal Valentinetti career? How does that look to you, you know? If you could draw it up
Michael
yourself.
Bublé has proved that there is a want and a need for big band
Mm-hmm.
in an arena setting. So there's no excuse like, oh, the music is played out.
Getting older.
You
yeah.
could get there.
Yeah.
That's Michael Bublé did it. I'm not saying if Michael Bublé did it, anyone could do it. Michael
Yeah.
Bublé is phenomenally talented. He's
Mhm.
put together a show. Him, David Foster, they put together a show that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that's a attainable goal if you think long term.
Mm-hmm.
How we get there? Every time we face adversity, whether it be okay, Sal, you got to adapt to social media and do more on there, do more Instagram lives, do more Facebook lives, do post more, do more swipe ups, whether it's, Sal, listen, you got a pandemic here, you can't do shows, what do you do? Well, I'm going to play from my living room 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Listen, Sal, you can do a show, you're not going to make any money, you got to ask the band to cut back, you got to, and I hate that. I hate calling up Ryan and saying, listen, I can't pay you like I usually do, which...
Well, now is
Ryan is one of those. Ryan McNulty, and the guys in Black Tie Brass, all of them. People in general, they see that need, and they fill it if they can. So I go to him and I said that, and that was a lot for me to say. Hey, listen, could you come a little cheaper?
Yeah.
Every time you face, challenges, I've had bigger ones than that. That's just a reference. If you can get through those and still maintain that momentum and still keep building your audience and changing your audience and adapting to your audience, you can reach that goal.
Yeah.
You just got to keep at it no matter what. Trust me, Tim. And Ruby, the last 5 months, you know how many times I said, well, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this business I picked to be in. Listen, I love performing. So that's what got me through it, was the love of it. But I said, look at this business I'm in. All it takes is just a matter of a couple of weeks of us even knowing what this was to shutting the entire country down. Was just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
How scary is that your business could be pulled right out from under you? I thought, I'm Italian. I could be a brick mason. I could be a butcher.
Yeah.
There's so many things I can get into, that I know people in. Like, I'm so ready to quit the business. But if 2020 didn't turn you into a hustler, if this experience didn't say, okay, you gotta adjust and you gotta adapt, then I don't know.
Well, I think if you made it through this year, you'll make it through the rest of the years and any other hard times.
That's what I'm beating around right now. Is that if you can make it through this and come out like we did Saturday night in whatever way we did, we're gonna blow the doors off this place August 22nd. So
we're gonna blow little doors. We're not blowing any doors off nothing yet.
And we proved that we could move beyond this. We could move past this.
We're getting there.
Move forward.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll make it, Sal.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, Tim. You'll be there.
Oh, I'm going.
You'll be there.
Yeah.
My girlfriend and I are trying to move down to Miami. You should have a side hustle, though. I should say that.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself, but always have something on the side.
What would you be doing if it wasn't for music and if it wasn't for the
Tell you what I did. I called my friend Josh Starr, and this is why I'm so glad I went to that first bar mitzvah, because I've been to so many more now, and I have mishpucha, my family, right? My Jewish family. This guy's like a brother to me. This guy Josh Starr, this big Ashkenazi Jewish guy from. This big Russian, this big guy, this big just lug. He's the loudest person I know, and I know Tommy. He is the most boisterous, and he is the kindest, warmest heart. He calls me. This is when COVID wasn't really a thing in Florida yet. We were just dying down. They were unknowingly just starting up.
Yeah.
He said, "Come down to Florida." He says, "I hear it in your voice. You sound beaten down. This is in late May." He says, "Come down to Florida for a couple weeks. Let's figure it out. Let's figure out what you could do." I'm on my way home after those 2 weeks. Now, we just spent time together, went to the pool, all that nonsense. John and I decided, I said, I want to go to Florida for a year. I want to just spend a year down there. This is beautiful. This Miami, whatever. And so... we're down there, and Josh goes, I'm gonna call you when you get home. I think there's something you can help me out with this weekend. He was moving PPE, masks, gloves to all these big corporations and companies, to the government. His business, which is Merchant Cash Advance, was shut down because they weren't funding businesses for a while because nobody was doing business. The country was shut down. He turned that business into a PPE business. And he goes, Sal, you got a quarterback. I had to learn shipping and everything in like a matter of a couple of days and handle this order and everything. And he goes, Sal, I want to tell you something. You know, you think, how am I going to run a side business if I'm so busy with this thing? He goes, Sal, you're gonna run a business that could run itself. He said, you have a good skill. He said you should be having something on the side. So basically, for the next year, I'm going to the Joshua Starr School of Business in Miami, the School of Hustling, if you will.
Cheaper than real college.
Well, you know,
you'll learn more.
I'm going to try to learn how to have a nice side hustle. You know, there's Cameo and there's Patreon and there's ways to make money on the side when you're not performing. But really something that in case I can't do what I love, at least I'll know that there's something there for me. So, you know, Tim is welcome at my place in Miami whenever he wants.
I'm in.
And we'll go, and
we're going right now.
I don't know.
You're gonna meet Josh
Starr.
Starr. You're gonna meet Josh Starr. You're gonna want to have him on your podcast. I know that.
Okay.
This guy is a tremendous character, but you know, like a brother to me in the sense that he saw what was going on and he said, "Listen, Sal, I'm gonna give you some sound financial advice. Have a side hustle. Have a side business. You know, you could work a job for your entire life and save money. My parents did it. They worked union jobs, you know, not really like high-paying jobs, but nice, safe jobs with the Long Island Railroad. They retired, but they had saved up enough money to invest in different things like, you know, real estate and the stock market. And now that side hustle is what's going to get them through a world where things are inflating like crazy. You know, the cost of everything is going up. Living, especially here on Long Island, the cost of is going up. So they have something that'll take care of that. It's super important. But you come down whenever you want. You got the whole second bedroom.
You can wear your flip-flops and not
You
be
can
judged.
wear your flip-flops in Miami.
That's it.
Listen, before Miami, before I went down there, I would never wear basketball shorts unless I was going to the gym. Before I went down to Miami. And then you realize it is just, you could wear basketball shorts to a meeting because it's just so hot.
Everyone's retired.
So flip-flops, no, not Miami.
Not Miami,
Listen, I spent time in Delray Beach. Everyone's retired there. It's a fun town, but it's more family-oriented, whatever. Miami is a rush. It's a rush. It's one of those, you know, Los Angeles I fell in love with. I'll go out for a few weeks, a month at a time if I can, try to perform, try to just keep busy there just to be there. But Miami is a really, really, really cool spot. Young and affordable. You know? I can go down there for a year and not really, you know, my mother wants me to live on Long Island. You know, she says one day you're going to have babies, okay? And maybe I'll have a chance. So she goes, she always thinks my mother, she thinks she failed me because, you know, she'll go, Sal, you could have been Andrea Bocelli. Or she'll go, Sal, you know,
time.
I fed you a little too much. She goes, but your baby's babies, you have another chance. She goes, you got to give me that chance, right? So my mother wants me to live on Long Island. Of course, my parents do. At least for a year while I'm young. I'm going to get down there. I'm going to go to the Joshua Starr School of Hustling.
You got to have the grandkids up here, though.
You got it.
My mom goes, I'm done with you three. To us three kids. She goes, you three are on your own. I'm on the grandkids, and that's it, and get lost.
Yeah.
Professional grandma.
Wise
you got to do it.
But you know what? It's really the first time, you know, I think about my family a lot. And of course, that's why I bring it up. And I always think about, boy, you know, if my cousin Lewis needs me, my Uncle Joe's son, if he needs me, I'm always right right in Bethpage.
Yeah.
I'm right
You can't live
there,
far
whatever. Or if my goddaughter's having something at school, I'm right there, right? And I never really, picked a place. I said, well, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? And so, you have to do that. It's part of that whole transforming, and really taking chances in life and in business is making a bet on yourself. Moving to Miami, especially in a time like this, is taking a bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Thinking like, okay, I'm going to go down there and, I'll be in a place where people really don't know me, and I'll be able to kind of just focus on business for a year, focus on building some diversity in my life.
Yeah.
And, it's just sometimes you just got to do it.
It's cool though.
How do we get
That's
on the
awesome.
topic of Miami? How do we get on the topic of Florida?
Why not? I don't know. This is like the Joe Rogan.
We were talking about
podcast.
side businesses.
Alrighty.
Mine just
Alright,
happens
yeah.
to be under the palm trees.
I'm in. It's better than the what's it called? Utah place you were talking about. You don't
Oh
wanna,
my goodness.
You don't want a side
It's
business in
beautiful,
North
though.
Dakota.
Say
No,
it
not
again.
North
Still
Dakota.
one,
No, North Dakota.
I'm sure North Dakota is a really nice
Yeah.
place to
if
be
you need
in the summer.
PPP in North Dakota or Utah, you shipped it there from Miami, right?
Of course. In the last few weeks, I've done PPE. I've helped, chop up a fallen tree in a yard and everything like that. And, not even for the money, just to keep yourself busy, keep
Yeah.
your mind going, because when you're stuck with nothing to do, seemingly,
Yeah.
you really start to lose it. That's why I really actually questioned, do I want to be in this business? So
You'll come back.
we all will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all will.
We got shows or dinner.
I said to Tim, I go, you're going to be running places all over the island in no time, because you built a model here that, it makes people feel, your patrons feel like they're right at home. Your artists feel like you're right at home.
Yeah.
You have the space. You nail it. You're a hometown favorite.
Thank you.
You really nailed it. You nailed it.
Well, to Trinity, eh?
Yeah, Holy Trinity. You did good, Holy Trinity. We're hanging in there. We're trying to be nice boys. And maybe you could
Long may it continue.
Yeah, long may it continue, and thank you for joining us, Sal.
Thanks
Thank
so
you
much,
for
Sal.
having me and
It was a
letting me
pleasure.
run on and on and on.
No, I loved it. It was great. The
August
airs-
22nd.
Catch Sal August 22nd.
September 12th.
September 12th. Call Ruby,
I'll
516-783.
take my phone number,
7500.
otherwise.
She'll set you up with some tables, and the food was great, and people ate more than I could ever imagine, so
How are the meatballs?
they were great. I took them
Spectacular.
home. I ate them. There's still some downstairs. I can't wait to eat them more.
There's
again.
still some downstairs?
Yeah, you want some? Maybe, yeah. Let's go check.
Do I look like I say no?
Yeah, probably not.
No.
Thank you,
And
Sal.
Any excuse to go in
Thank
the
you so
walk-in.
much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
now we go on the walk-in. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming interviews and much more of the same from Employees Only Podcast.